Hey everyone, my name is Faraz. I'm a solutions architect at Tyk, and today I want to show you exactly how to install the Enterprise Developer Portal using the Tyk Helm Chart. So what I want to do is, like I said, install the Enterprise Portal and only the Enterprise Developer Portal. I don't want to install the dashboard, nor any gateways, or any other components of Tyk. All I care about is the Enterprise Developer Portal. So you can certainly do that. The first thing that you want to do is you want to clone the Tyk Helm Chart repository. You can clone it locally, and here I am in my terminal, cd'd into the Tyk Helm Chart, and you can see the physical directory right down below at the bottom left of your screen. Now, one of the requirements before we go ahead and get started is to have a Tyk Enterprise Portal license. So you can self-serve this yourself. The link will be right in the description below. And if you head over to tyk.io/sign-up, you can go ahead and select to install Tyk using the on your infrastructure method. And then this will give you access to a 2-week trial for which you can then use the license like you'll see later on in the video. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and add our various repositories using Helm. So I'll go ahead and paste these 3 commands here. The first one is I am adding the Bitnami charts. I'm adding the Tyk Helm charts. And I'm also doing a Helm repo update to update any existing charts that we have. All right, so now that that's done, we'll just go ahead and clear that. I will also mention that I am running a local instance of a Kubernetes environment using Minikube. So the process should not change at all if you are installing an AWS EKS or Azure or GKS, whatever it is, it should be the exact same. I'm just using a local version. So what I'll do is a kubectl. I'll create my namespace Tyk just to go ahead and get started. Funny enough, I didn't even start my service. I'll go ahead and do a Minikube start real quick before I fire off my my namespace. And Minikube is great just to localize and start things for testing purposes or just to kind of development purposes. And it'll get you up and running pretty quickly. And you can see that already my Kubernetes components are installed. I'll just clear this and I'll go ahead and create my Tyk namespace. Now with that, what I want to do is I want to output our values.yaml from the Tyk Helm chart. So we'll do a Helm show values. And we'll reference our Tyk Pro, right? Tyk Pro from our Tyk Helm chart. And I'll just pipe this into a file called values.yaml. All right, now at the bottom left of your screen, you'll see the values.yaml is populated. We won't actually configure any of the options in there yet. What we want to do is install the database that our Enterprise Developer Portal is going to depend on. So you can use various different databases. For the purpose of this installation, I'm going to use a nice and easy instance of Postgresql, and this flavor will be installed using the Bitnami chart. So very simple. I'll just go ahead and copy this command, and I'll also save this in the description so that you can follow exactly what I'm doing pretty effortlessly. So I'm doing a Helm install, a Tyk Postgres is what I'm calling it. And I'm pulling it from our Bitnami chart. And this set flag is simply going to set the auth.database parameter to be equal to Tyk Enterprise Portal. And you'll see later on how this is connected. But for now, just know that it is all installed in our Tyk namespace, and we should be good to go. And now what we'll do is we'll actually open up our values.yaml file. So you can see here, my values.yaml, you can open this up with your favorite code editor. You could use Vim, Nano for this purpose. I'm just going to be using Sublime. So the first thing that we want to do is let's just go ahead and set our master bootstrap to false. That is not going to be needed. And then a couple more settings here. It's very important that you set the exact same settings that I'm setting. And this is specific to installing just the Enterprise Developer Portal. So we'll set the dashboard component to not be installed. And because we're not installing the dashboard, we don't want to bootstrap it either. And as well, we don't want the bootstrap to then create a secret for us. So what we'll do is we'll create a secret ourselves after we save this. So we'll set this to false as well. Now just a couple more settings here is under the Enterprise Portal component on line 359. Of course, this is the service that we want to install, so we'll just go ahead and set this to true. And now what we'll do is we'll look down at the bootstrap parameter here. And again, because we are going to be creating a secret, we'll skip this and we'll set this to false. Now, the only other thing that we have to set under our Enterprise Portal service is, of course, the license. So I'll go ahead and paste my license. And we'll go ahead and save that. Perfect. And the last thing, once I just square this frame out, the last thing that we want to do is make sure that the other components in our values.yaml is not set to true. So it's set to false. Obviously, we do not want to install any gateway or pump components. We can close that off. And that's it. So just go ahead and save this. And we'll close this file now. We can see that our values.yaml there is updated. So what we want to do is we'll create the required secret that's necessary for Bootstrap. And essentially, what I'll do is I'll just copy this and paste this in here. All I'm doing is I'm creating the secret, and again, this is required for the Enterprise portal to be installed. You'll see that this is just a very basic generic secret in Kubernetes, and the last two parameters here, tyk_org and tyk_auth, will be related to the actual organization ID and API access credentials located in your dashboard under your admin user. Now, because we're not installing the dashboard, we just care about the Enterprise portal. We can go ahead and fire this off without actually putting anything for our auth or org parameters. Later on, when we install the Enterprise portal, we can go ahead and connect our providers. So now that that secret is done, what we'll do is let's just check the health of our pods and services. So we'll do a kubectl get pods in our Tyk namespace. And we can see that our Postgres pod is running. And we'll do a kubectl get svc for services of our Tyk namespace. And again, our Postgres services look pretty good. So everything is all right. And now all we have to do is just go ahead and install our Tyk Enterprise Portal using our values.yaml. So we're referencing Helm install, our Tyk Pro installation is what we're naming it, and we're pulling it from our Tyk Helm Chart. So Tyk Pro, that's exactly what we're using. And specifically, we'll only be installing the values.yaml configurations. So we have only set just a moment ago our Enterprise Portal to be installed. Everything else was set to false, including those bootstraps. So that is what Helm is going to reference in this installation process. And the last bit here, right behind this, or right after rather, this set flag is specifying the Enterprise Portal to be dependent on that PostgreSQL service that we've created. So all we're doing is connecting it and making sure that that user is referenced correctly, as well as the password that is created when we install the Postgres service. All right, so we'll just go ahead and fire this off. Now this will take a moment or so. So what you can do is just while this is being installed, I like to monitor the health of my pods as they're being installed using a service called K9s. So I'll just paste this in here. This will give us a nice bird's eye view of everything that's going on. I'll press literally the number 0 just to get all of our pods. And we can see here, after all the cube system pods, these are just the default pods for Minikube to make sure that we can use Kubernetes, is here we have the Tyk namespace. We can see that that Postgres service, once I click enter and enter in here, is ready to go. All of our logs will be outputted directly here, and it helps when monitoring the health of your pods and your services pretty seamlessly here. We can open up our portal pod and open this up by pressing enter again. And we can see that nothing is out of the ordinary here. That's exactly what we're expecting. We are expecting a couple messages to tell us that the bootstrap is undergoing. And we can even go back to our initial tab just to confirm this. And we can see that it's actually all done. So in your case, after a minute or so, your enterprise portal pod should be installed. So I'll just go ahead and do a kubectl get pods again. We can see that our enterprise portal pod is running. We can do the same thing. Let's do the kubectl get svc namespace tyk. And we can also see our enterprise portal services running as well. So back in K9s, I can also see that both of these pods are ready. I can open up our enterprise portal and check that out and make sure that while this is just kind of on the side here, we can monitor the logs. So now that our pods and services are healthy and up and running, we can port forward our service so that we can access it on our local host. So I'll do a kubectl port forward and I'll reference our enterprise portal SVC or enterprise portal service. We can see that right here. And we'll use the exact same name. And all we're doing is binding it to port localhost 3001 in our namespace tyk is where we're getting the service from. So I'll just go ahead and press enter. We'll go back into K9s. And we'll go ahead and navigate to localhost 3001. And just like that, we are now at the bootstrap for our admin user. So all I need to do is I'll just go ahead and populate this with my email. And we'll put my first name, last name. We'll go ahead and use a quick password, tyk123, nothing safer than that. And we'll press on register to developer portal. And that's it. We're ready to go. It looks like their bootstrap was successful. We see our logs here. Everything looks great. And we'll go ahead and click on login. And we'll put our email, tyk123. And I'll just enlarge this. You can see that we now have access to our enterprise portal backend, our admin console. So we can take a look at all the products, plans, catalogs, create these catalogs. Excuse me. I can go to the live portal. In here, of course, we can take a look at the splash page that is provided with us from scratch. We can take a look at the blog, create our blog posts, take a look at the About Us, and of course, our catalog section where our actual API products will be listed. So I'll let you kind of take the reins from here and play around with these settings. But that's what I wanted to show you, how to install the Enterprise Developer Portal using the Tyk Helm Charts. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.